When you're a triple threat, quadruple threat the way he was, playing running back, receiving, punt returning, kick returning, all those different facets, he definitely should have won it. He earned it last year. And he had a great game against USC, another 165 yards rushing, another 73 yards receiving, piling up more yards, just doing his thing, playing heavy football. And we'll see. He is eligible to enter the draft this year. We'll see if he decides to stay in school or enter the draft. It'll be an interesting decision. If he does enter the draft, I would definitely be interested in the potential of him joining the Detroit Lions in a return capacity and a possible scat back. I know that's pretty much all we have right now with Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah. But again, Amir Abdullah went down today with a foot injury, so we'll have to see what that does for him this season and potentially for his future. You never know how people are going to recover from a foot injury. We don't know the extent of the foot injury at this point. But Christian McCaffrey is definitely an exciting guy to watch. He's a local guy here out of Colorado. Great game against USC there for Stanford in their big win. Fourth down. Fourth down tonight as the Minnesota Vikings open up their new stadium there in the NFC North battle with the Green Bay Packers. These are the two teams that have won the last 5 NFC North titles, with Green Bay winning 4 and Minnesota winning last season. And tonight, Sam Bradford will start at quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings in the new stadium. This is putting Sam Bradford and the running back Adrian Peterson back on the same field for the first time since they played together at OU. And, they were a pretty formidable duo there at OU. Ran some good offenses, led me to believe that Bradford was going to be a solid NFL player when he came out. Due to injury, offensive coordinators, who knows what all factors have limited Bradford to this point. Wide-eyedness, being scared, seeing ghosts. But he's got AP behind him again. Maybe he gets a little bit of confidence off of that. Maybe he feels like, oh, this is my guy, I can do it. It didn't work out that way when DeMarco Murray and him were on the same squad very well, and they had played together also. But, Minnesota, again, stud defense, young, stud, flying around, fast, physical, athletic, long. Everything you want in a defense right now, modeled very much similar to a Seattle-type defense. Can get at you at the edges, can fly around in the secondary, solid tackling linebackers who know when to come in and blitz a quarterback or hit a hole. So it's going to be a great game tonight. We'll see what Bradford does. We'll see how the purple stadium looks there as they go all out for the opening of the Vikings' new stadium, I'm sure. And fifth down. If you guys are questioning why we do fifth down, we do fifth down in honor of the CU-Missouri game back in 1991 where the refs ended up giving CU a fifth down and CU scored the go-ahead score to win that game. So in this fifth down, I'm gonna kick it to a college game as well, and I really got to give a nod to the Louisville Cardinal and what they were able to accomplish yesterday against Florida State. It was pretty amazing that they put up 63 points, and really they could have put up a lot more because they took their quarterback Lamar Jackson out at the beginning of the fourth quarter and really started just letting up on their play call. And where I understand that mentality of sportsmanship and, look, you're already so high, it is the defense's job to stop you. It is the other team's job to stop you. If they're not going to man up, if they're not going to have some pride, and they're going to let you steamroll them, then you steamroll them. Now, if it's the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, okay. You don't have to go for the touchdown. You don't have to drive it down the field. But the beginning of fourth quarter, who cares if you're up 63-10? Who cares? You play football. That's how I feel about it. Florida State did not come to play. They did not make the adjustments they needed to. They looked uninterested in playing, honestly. They didn't block well. They didn't tackle well. They didn't pursue. They didn't hold their angles. They didn't hold their holes on defense. They didn't hold their lanes of pursuit. And they got what they deserved. Louisville came out, they played fast, they played up-tempo, they played with energy, they took advantage of opportunities, they took chances, and it worked out for them very well. Atlanta, and this is going to be another high-scoring one with Oakland and the NFC South. They're going back and forth right now. Atlanta goes up 28-21. Locally, Denver's right now leading this game 23-13. So that's 5 downs. When we come back from the break, we'll do some scores. We'll hit a couple other headlines here in sports, and that'll be the show for today. Hey guys, the NFL is back. It's time to win some cash playing fantasy football. TheDirtCannon.com is a local company that has your back. They have produced over 60% winners on FanDuel, DraftKings, and now even Yahoo. TheDirtCannon.com will help you build, play, and win. Build a better team with TheDirtCannon.com. Use promo code RDST and get $5 off forever. And try the Silver membership this week for free. Visit TheDirtCannon.com. Definitely check out TheDirtCannon.com. If you haven't already, again, they can help you out with the new Yahoo League. They can help you out with DraftKings, with FanDuel, with your season long. Check them out. Win some money. They're a local Denver, Colorado team. Company, and they're doing big things, and I really appreciate them being the fantasy partner of Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. Let's get into it. Scores from today. We got some games going on right now. We got a game tonight, one on the Monday night schedule. Let's get to some of the early games. Carolina went off on San Francisco 46-27. Cam Newton, big numbers. Kelvin Benjamin, big numbers. Big day there for Carolina. Big win for them, bouncing back in Week 2 after what happened in Week 1 with their loss to the Broncos. So good showing of pride, good showing of play right there for the Panthers today as they have their home opener defending NFC champions and take down the San Francisco 49ers, who had a big win last week against the Rams. Cleveland played Baltimore. Cleveland went up big, 20 points at first. However, they were not able to hold on to that. The team started playing pretty poorly in the second half, and when it came right down to it at the end of the fourth quarter there, a pretty bogus call that cost them the game pretty much, because it would have been a first down, or at least given them a chance to continue their drive. But as Terrell Pryor goes to toss the ball back to one referee, there is a player on the ground. The ball goes over that player's head. The referee is calling for the ball. He throws it to the referee who's calling for the ball. Another referee from another angle says that is taunting, throws a personal flag call, and that ends up costing the Browns. Now, should it ever come down to one play? No. Should it ever come down to mistakes or lost players? No. But it does, and it hurts. It hurts the team's morale. It can change momentum. And in this case, at the end of that game, it quite possibly could have been the reason that the Browns did not win that game, because who knows what would have happened had that call not gone against them the way it did. So we'll see what they're able to do. Right now, Josh McCown is planning on starting next week. It's a big win for Baltimore in that division. As we all know, that NFC North is very, very tough. Next game this morning, Tennessee Titans were able to come back and pull it out with a 1-point win over Detroit in their home opener at Ford Field. Detroit lost about every player they could and just could not hold on to win that game. We didn't lose that many players on offense. We had a lot of untimely penalties. There were a couple bogus calls, I felt. And, Matthew Stafford, there in the last 30 seconds of the game, had his worst play of the season with that interception that sealed the Titans' win. With our field goal kicker down by 1, you don't throw that interception. We were about maybe 13 yards out from field goal range for Prater, putting it at like a 55-yarder. Who knows what could have happened. But that was the worst play of the season so far for Stafford. The offense did not have the same flow to it as they did in Week 1. Amir Abdullah went out with the foot injury, and we really never found a groove after the first half, honestly. We only had 3 points in the second half, And the Titans came back with some strong play. They didn't give up. And for a team that doesn't have a lot, this is a big win for the Titans. Detroit will definitely need to try and bounce back next week, as we have Green Bay next week at 11 o'clock on Fox. It could be a big game for us. Got to put this one in the rearview mirror, figure out who we're going to play this week with all the injuries. We might have to bring some guys in, honestly. Injuries today were definitely an Achilles heel for us, as it exposed the lack of depth that Detroit has going for them right now. Yeah, that was a tough one to watch. It made me upset when I saw how the game ended and all the injuries. Let's hope, Ziggy can come back and play next week. DeAndre Levy wasn't playing today. Oh, just injuries all across the board that definitely hurt us today. All right, moving on. Houston played Kansas City this morning. They pulled out another victory in a tough game. Osweiler went for over 200 yards, but did have another 2 interceptions. They're pretty much getting what I said they would get. An average quarterback who's not really going to do a lot to win you the games, but he probably won't lose you the games either. The defense is playing really good right now, but you start playing against some teams that can actually put up points, you're going to all of a sudden see some issues with that Houston team. They've started 2-0. They've played some teams that haven't put up a lot of points, mostly due to the way their defense is playing right now. Will Fuller is playing lights out.